So I've just sat and recorded a 20-minute video for the file to corrupt, so that's a lot of fun, isn't it? So I'm going to have to sit here and tell you it all again. But the good news is this time I probably won't waffle on as much as I did the first time. So as you can see, I am now sitting in my new house. This will be the Zort Rider man cave when it is finished. There's a couple of things I need to do. First, I need to get a door frame fitted because this has got an archway and it's actually situated in what was the garage of this property, which the previous occupier converted into a dining room. You can see there's a lovely tassely blind behind me. There was also a pelmet fitted up there, which took me ages to get the wood down. And as you can see, the collection isn't set up yet. It won't be yellow when it's done. But yeah, so that, as you all know, I've been moving house. Probably the most stressful thing I've ever done, and I never want to do it again. We had some pretty annoying challenges. None of our furniture of a certain size would fit up the stairs, so all drawers and wardrobes had to be taken apart and then rebuilt, which is a hassle when you just want to get everything set up. My divan bed wouldn't fit up the stairs, so I had to go and have a specially made bed in 4 pieces rather than 2 in order to get up the stairs, and that meant I'd slept on the mattress on the floor for the last couple of weeks, so that was fun. I've got a bed now, by the way, so it's all good. What else happened? So the house, when we got here, it was filthy. None of the kitchen cupboards had been cleaned, the bathrooms hadn't been cleaned, and just really disappointing, especially when I spent 3 days cleaning my old house, making sure everything was okay for the new occupiers. To come here and see a mess was just disheartening and also exhausting. Spending 4 days clean up other people's mess, which isn't nice. On top of that, we had a gas leak from the gas fire in the dining room, which has now been capped off. Luckily, in the UK, you have what we call the National Gas Emergency Service. They come out and basically make your property safe free of charge. So, and I checked over all the boiler and everything, and that's all cool. My toilet flush stopped working. Luckily, I work for an insurance company, and I've got free coverage through them. But again, that was just another unfortunate series of events. So yeah, been a few challenges, but we're in now, and already even our lifestyle's a lot better than it was where we used to live. We've got more space. We've got a field with horses over the road, with the nature and a nice big park, which is going to be great for my son as he grows up, and the dog's loving it as well, so that's pretty cool. So, Transformers wise, as you can imagine, everything's up the loft. It's going to be up the loft for a while while I get this room done. So, yeah, I think in regards to what I'm going to be doing moving forward, I think that in the short term I'll be restricted to the few robots I've got out. Now, let's talk about robots. So, before TFN, I picked up a few Transformers, and just after, that needed a little bit of restoration and a little bit of tender loving care. And what I decided to do, which has had mixed results, is actually bleach some of the yellow Transformers I bought. One was a Dreadwing figure, which was in an okay state, but the jet part that was a little bit yellowed, and the other part was a Pretender Jazz, which is completely knackered, and the actual interior Jazz figure was almost brown. It was that bad. So if we talk about Dreadwing first, I bleached him for about an hour, and I applied the bleach to his wings and his tail as well. Now, it has raised the colour of the yellow, but unfortunately, so here he is, he's got his repro labels on and he looks absolutely stunning in robot mode. It's when you get up close and personal with him on the back, you can see that this grey plastic's got a little bit mottled, a little bit cloudy, and it's very slight. You can see it on the wings as well, which is a shame. But I don't think that's from the bleach. So what I actually tried to do is to use a hairdryer to get rid of these stress marks. And unfortunately, what's happened, I think, that the hairdryer has actually caused a little bit of cracking down here. Now, it's not that noticeable, and we need to remember this is a figure that's almost 30 years old, so it's not going to be perfect. But this guy is in a lot better condition than he was when I bought him. I bought him with one gun, his Power Master in there. I picked up his other gun from TFN. and I've bought the labels which cost $8 from Toy Hacks, and I think he's going to look pretty stunning on display with the rest of the rest of his Target Masters, Power Masters. So yeah, I'm really happy with him. As I mentioned, Jazz, this was the outer shell, and Jazz was almost this colour. I mean, this is disgusting, and I haven't even bothered cleaning this yet because I have got a better version of the shell up in my loft, which I'm going to use, and it's one I've had from when I was a kid, so I always try and keep the versions I had when I was a child, but I never had his interior robot. I bleached his helmet. Oi oi. I bleached his helmet, and I've used a Repro label from Toy Hacks on there. Could have put a red one on there, I chose blue. His helmet's come on pretty nice. Again, I didn't have his helmet when I was a kid, so that's worked quite well. And here's Jazz. So he's not quite perfectly white. I will try and put a picture somewhere here, let you know what he looked like before, but with the Repro labels, and this is almost a cream colour. In person, it's not perfect, but this was almost horrible and brown before. I'm happy I've brought this guy back to life. I absolutely love this little bot. And then, of course, Quick Mix. So I picked up Quick Mix for £12 just after TFN. I cleaned him up, removed his stickers, and I got some new stickers from Toy Hacks. His other gun's on the way. Cost me £8.50. His other gun did. So this guy's cost me about 24 quid in total, including the new labels. You can get you can get them for about 25 quid, but the stickers won't be in this good condition. And you know what? I've really got a kick out of restoring these and bringing them back to the former glories. It's such a nice to pick something that was just covered in dirt and grime and hasn't been looked after for the last 30 years to give it a bit of TLC, and I'm in love with this guy. I'm in love with these figures. Absolutely amazing. And while we're talking about some of the later Target Masters, let's talk about another figure I picked up, which is Quake. Now, I've actually picked up two of these since my last video, and the reason behind it was this. There was a Quake being sold with his two Target Masters and his turret gun, but he had no stickers, and this part of his turret port here was actually sheared off halfway across. He was £20, so I bought him purely just for the guns. Picked up this version of the figure with some good sticker quality on there for about 8-9 quid. And then I've put the other Quake up for sale. So hopefully this guy would have probably cost me the same as Quick Mix and is complete. I'm in love with these Target Masters. They're absolutely fantastic. So some more robots I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. I've picked up the Last Night Hot Rod. Mr. Wellness was saying to me at Twitter, on Twitter, at TFN, sorry, that he was happy, or was it in one of his videos? I can't remember. But he was saying that he was happy to pay £30 for this hot rod at TFN because he was so almost convinced that this guy wouldn't turn up in Asda. Then unfortunately for him, unfortunately for me, and everyone else in this country, it has arrived in Asda. It's a great figure. I didn't own the lockdown, so I can't comment whether it's better or worse than that. But what I can say is this is one of the best Last Night toys. It is amazing. It's a great figure. Got some great paint on it. The transformation's quite fun. The only negative of it is that it hasn't got a weapon. So, most expensive purchase has been DX9's Duel, their version of a Masterpiece Blitzwing. He's a great looking figure. I picked him up from Sixo, I think it is on Twitter. I haven't spoke to you for a while, mate, but congratulations on the birth of your first child. Hope everything's going well. This is a good looking figure. But, to be honest with you, a little underwhelming. I don't know if this was a pre-production sample or not, but my fists were very loose. I had to nail varnish that, which I've never had to do on any third-party figure I've owned, which is a little bit disappointing. The other thing that's annoying about this figure is the different type of plastic, purple colour. You've got this lovely kind of almost glossy purple colour, which is what it should be. And then every now and then you've got this different type of plastic that's almost a little bit glittery, or I don't know if you can see it. You can't really tell. It's almost grainy. in touch. The hands are made out of it. Some of the joints are made out of it. The feet are made out of it. These additional parts here, which aren't on the bloody instructions, DX9, so you don't know what to do with them, are made out of it as well. He'll look great on the shelf, and I think I want to display him if I decide to keep him, which I probably will because I've been wanting this guy for a while. Next to my Mitron and my Cloud9 Shockwave. But you know what? He's making me question whether to buy third party or not, because with the exception of MMC, and I haven't picked up some of the ones that I've bought at TFN because they're packed away in a box up there. I can't remember the last third party figure which was actually fun. Calidus was fun, Tarn was fun because it was easy to transform. You have to book a week's holiday to put this guy in tank mode. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and even though he looks great in robot mode, that's essentially what he'll stay as for me. He will be a statue. He will stay in robot mode for as long as I keep him, unless I decide to sell him and I've got to turn him back to tank mode to fit him in the box. I'll never transform him again. Like a lot of my third parties, I'll never do it. And I've started to ask myself the question, well, if I'm not going to bother messing with these and transforming them, then why the hell am I buying them? And I'm having an internal word with myself whether to continue to buy third party or not, because at times, and I know it's controversial, but these figures are a little soulless. They're not Transformers. They're representations of characters that we like. But this isn't Blitzwing, it's Jewelt. And that's another topic for another day, I think. But I think on hindsight, seeing my collection packed away and all that stuff, I'm loving this much more than this. Even though this looks better, this is more fun. This feels better. This is a Transformer to me. This is a wonderful piece of engineering, but it's not fun. And that's just my opinion anyway. On the topic of fun, the final bots I picked up are amazingly fun, and it is Wingspan and Cloudraker. I wanted these guys at TFN, but I couldn't justify paying, about £17.50? No, more than that. Should be 15. Yeah, £17.50 each for these. 35 quid, the one in for the set. I managed, after a little bit of negotiation with the guy on eBay, these were open, but they've never been transformed. Gone on for 25 quid postage, so £12.50 each. So about the price of what Legends figure is. Are they called Legends? I forget. It's been a while since I spoke to anyone about bots. But these are so much fun. I'm absolutely in love with this figure. And this is what I mean about fun. I'll walk past these guys, I'll pick them up, and in a few seconds they're in their alt mode. And it's just fun. You pick them up and you play with them. I look at Jawort and I think that's just heartache. That's just like an hour's worth of pain just to try and get half of the plane transformed. But these are so much fun. In love with these figures, especially this guy. I'm in a bit of a dilemma now because I am a completionist, and B, I love these figures that much. The question I'm asking myself is, do I order the Takara versions of these guys, even though I prefer the colours on this, or do I try and buy the sets? That's a lot of money just to get a complete set of these two. I'm unsure what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I might just look out, see if any singular ones are being sold. But you know what? If you just want to get some bots to play with, these are brilliant. And have a look on eBay, because there are sellers selling these in the 35, cheaper than the £35 that you'll get on some of the more Transformers dedicated sites, shall we say. But that's it. That's my haul so far. As I could say, I'm not really focusing on buying Transformers that much. I've enjoyed doing a little bit of restoration work. I've enjoyed the Toy Hack sticker labels. And what I might try and do is, rather than putting my money towards a masterpiece or a third party, and don't get me wrong, there are some few that are really interested. That Fans Hobby, Powermaster Prime looks amazing. But I might spend 20 quid like I did on 3 sets of repro labels, and my Springer's knackered from when I was a kid. toy itself's fine, but the stickers are knackered, so I could order a new set of stickers and bring him back to life. And I think that's what I might start doing a little bit, at least once a month, just try and restore some of my collection to its former glory days, because you get a bit of satisfaction out of that. Well, I do anyway. But I think what you'll probably find is my third parties will go down. I haven't had the urge to order that many KOs either, simply because the last one I had wasn't great. That oversized Megatron, it looks good, but it's too big and it had QC issues and all that stuff. So as I say, I'm waffling a bit here, but I think you'll probably find moving forward that a lot. There might be some exceptions to the rules, of course, but what I'm going to mainly try and focus on is G1, older Transformers I really want, and fill in some of the gaps of the Titan return figures. I really want a Trypticon. I regret not buying a Trypticon at TFN, but I'm happy I didn't, because of the size and moving house. It would have been another box to move. But I think you'll find me sticking to more official products, and that's the drain. So sorry if you heard that noise then. So yeah, anyway, I've been Zort Rider. I've missed you all, and yeah, I'll try and get some more videos out soon. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I think I'm up to 179 now, which is crazy, because only about 4 months ago I just hit 100, so thank you to all my new subs. If you want to give me any feedback, you want to give me some suggestions of stuff to talk about, reviews are going to be hard unless they're any of those that I've just talked about, because everything else is packed away. But I'm open to suggestions, and let me know if you want me to talk about some stuff. There's been some good stuff released for the Power of the Primes. If you want me to give you my opinion on that, I'll be happy to do so. So yeah, I'll leave you to it. Have a great evening. See you later.